Hello and a warm welcome to the Nadu Brief Weekend Edition. I'm Sam Daniel. I'm at a solo art exhibition organized by Chennai-based young artist Akhil Anand. It's a fascinating mix of math, mythology and nature through intricate patterns and storytelling. While Akil is breaking new grounds in his own right as a young artist, his father is five-time world chess champion Viswanathan Anand. We're going to speak to Akhil, Vishy and his mom Aruna on his beautiful journey. Akhil, thank you very much for your time. Tell me about the theme of your first solo exhibition, Morphogenesis.
Yes, it is called morphogenesis. So, morphogenesis is a chemical reaction diffusion discovered by Alan Turing, which explains the patches of a cow, the stripes of a zebra and tiger. So, I see math patterns everywhere. Even in a plate of gulab jamuns, it has Apollonian gaskets. A plate of murka has a golden spiral. So, I see math patterns everywhere. So, cyclones have a pattern. So, everything has a pattern.
Your themes also include mythology and largely nature.
Yes, it includes mythology. For example, the painting Mathematical Moksha includes mythology because it is showing the story of Gajendra Moksham. So there's a Vishnu, a god, and there's a lotus, and this Garuda, which is saving the elephant from being bitten from the crocodile. And I've shown two chakras, and there's a Sudarshana chakra, which is a Fibonacci spiral, and that is what I've shown in the painting Mathematical Moksha.
I like this particular theme. You have focused on animals that have gone extinct or those which have been de-extincted, right?
Yes. So this is my favorite series, which I really love. It is called Superheroes. So it is showing how animals are close to extinction and endangered. So, for example, Tajiri the giraffe, which is a giraffe conservation in the Chicago Zoo, Moodeng, the pygmy hippopotamus, the internet superstar, and it is from the Thailand Zoo, and the direwolf, Romulus, the de-extinct marvel, which is being de-extincted. And it's woolly mammoth, again Back to the Future, which has been again de-extinct. Pyrian ibex, extinct twice, third time lucky, and it has been de-extincted. So that is what I've shown. So I've shown Dole the whistling warrior, Dingo the not endangered but in decline, and also Arrowhead the last walk.
Tell me about your art teacher, Diana.
So I started working with her at the age of 9. So Diana auntie is a Cherial artist, and she has taught me Indian art like Gone, Madhubani, Worli and Cherial, and that is how I come up to do art.
Tell me about the pattern skin theme.
Skin is a idea about a cow and a man. So it shows the nature of patches of a cow, and in cows it refers to nature, whereas in humans it refers to a skin disease called vitiligo, and I've used the skin as the sky.
What's the message?
So no one should label vitiligo as a disease, but vitiligo is a natural pattern.
Okay. How important should youngsters like you should pursue art?
So I like to pursue art by doing a lot of Indian tribal art like Gone, Madhubani, Worli and Cherial, and I like to draw a lot. So I like painting, and I do a lot of canvases, and I've worked in exhibitions. So that is how I like to do art, and that is why art is very important.
When did you learn that you have a passion for art?
I started learning that I had a passion for art from the age of 9.
And you also have an enterprise called Aculism, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, so I've created a brand called Aculism, and it is also an Instagram channel. And in Instagram, I have other business accounts like Hasta, all these kind of accounts, and I've collaborated with Hasta.
So, Akil, you also donate a part of your proceeds for a good cause.
Yes, I donate. So, Animal Superheroes sale will be proceeded to WWF, and this panels of block prints will be proceeded to Hasta.
How important for youngsters like you to follow art?
So I like to follow art a lot. So I like to see drawings and I like wildlife and I connect it with art, especially climate change, global warming and biodiversity. And that is how I like to follow art a lot.
And it's important youngsters pursue art?
Yes, it is very important for youngsters to pursue art, especially Indian art.
Vishy and Aruna, thank you very much for your time. When did you first learn Akhil's passion or interest towards art?
It's been there for a long time. He used to do, when he was very young, he used to do sketches of famous people. Especially his Gandhiji was spot on. And he had a fantastic Isaac Newton. So sitting in a park bench with an apple falling on his head, that kind of stuff. Then he started to work in an art class with Diana Satish, his teacher, and also started to take a lot of classes during the pandemic. He learned a lot of Indian styles, Madhubani, Gond, Pichwai, Kalighat. Kalighat he learned in Pingla, Worli, and so all these styles. And then he started to do it. In one painting called Marine Math, he tried to show math patterns, how they are present in the turtle. And the turtle is being hurt by human math. That is the plastic straws we produce, which go poke them. So trying to highlight that aspect. The first work he exhibited. And subsequently he continued to work in this area. And one thing I especially like, recently he had this idea to take some chess games of mine and trace the movements of the pieces and what math patterns that generates. So there are 4 works here which I really like. And I learned something myself. For instance, I found a game of mine where the bishops had made 25 moves in total. So there's a lot of pattern zigging and zagging. Then I found a game of mine against Topalov in 2010 where my knights had made 13 moves in a row. So, lovely patterns. The knights' maneuvers resembled to him morphogenesis. It looked like some liquid that you put on a board and it spread out in that way. So it looked like that. And the bishops created beautiful geometric shapes. So, that was a lot of fun to see.
Aruna, I've seen your home, which now in a sense resembles an art studio. How important is to nurture this kind of a passion?
I think when we realized that Akil was interested in art, we didn't know where the journey was going to take him. But Anand would say that many times it reminded him of his own chess journey where, for hours together he could be playing chess or reading a chess book. And every time he did something else, it would draw him back into chess. And we saw that happening with Akil a lot. And he was able to take up challenges and try challenging ideas. So I think when a child does something by himself or herself, then I think, we understand that that's where their heart lies.
And which is your favorite artwork?
My favorite work would be The Terrific Tiger, because when Akil drew it and when we saw the expression of the tigress, we both looked at each other and we started smiling because he said, Amma, it looks like you because it looks angry. So I think that would be my favorite piece.
Did you ever want Akil to follow chess, to be a chess player himself?
I wanted him to be whatever he wanted to be. We introduced him to chess. Definitely, I wanted him to know what it is I do. And he is interested in chess. He solves puzzles, he follows chess tournaments, and so on. But I think the thing that really grabbed his mind and wouldn't let go, I think, is the art. As Aruna was mentioning, it must have been the same with me. That once upon a time, if a chess book came, I wouldn't leave it for an hour till I'd finished it and so on. It really had that kind of impact. And so I always kept remembering that just like my parents, my dad was out in the railways, my mom knew chess, but they would have been wondering what is this journey he's going on and trying to follow. And I'm trying to follow his art. So I'm learning a lot, but I'm always behind him in that sense.
Your dream for him?
I think, I mean, my dream remains that he should do what he wants to do, where his journey takes him. But I imagine art will always be a part of it. And, how that takes shape, I'll leave to him. But I think this is a very happy occasion.
It's a fascinating mix of themes: mathematics, mythology, animal, nature. How does it evolve in Akhil's mind? But the moment he zeroes in on one particular theme, how does it evolve?
I think he just connects almost instantaneously. So when, for instance, this Gajendra Moksham, I remember very clearly, we had gone to a relative's house for dinner, and when he saw this, work by Raja Ravi Varma, he kept looking at it. I mean, everybody else was just talking over dinner, and Akhil's eyes kept going back to that. And when he came home, he started, drawing it, and he said, Amma, I see all these patterns in it very clearly. So in a crocodile, he sees this aperiodic tiling. He's able to see that the Sudarshana Chakra is actually a golden spiral. And in fact, when we later researched the shape and, kind of found out, he was right. Like this chakra view, I mean, the moment he saw it, the first thing he said, Amma, this is a Turing pattern. So then we took it and we saw, how does it fit? Is it really, what he's thinking? And we saw that he was right. Even vitiligo, I remember when, we had gone to a clinic someday, and when we saw this, and his first thing was, Amma, what is this? So I said, let's research and see what it is. He said, but it looks like a Turing pattern to me. So when we went back and we researched, we were so surprised to see that Alan Turing had actually written a paper on this, where he describes this as the same pattern that you see in, bovines or other animals. And that's how this concept came. And to me, that's a very powerful concept, that a child just sees it like that, and there are no labels attached. And to me, I would like Akil to, be that person he is, where without labels, he lives in a society where, things are seen for their natural beauty and not for the labels we tend to put on it. I mean, that was the most beautiful thing that, I thought that he did.
And this, his first solo art exhibition, something special and emotional for you to see?
Definitely. I mean, for me, it is just many, many months of hard work. Both Akil and his art teacher, Diana Satish, have done. I mean, most of the works were done during this summer holidays. So, I mean, there were 14-hour days, 16-hour days. And like Anand said, he would never give up. And in a way, maybe Anand was like this when he was much younger. So it was just amazing to see that a child was so focused and so passionate that even now sometimes he would put a rocking chair and sit in front of his paintings in the night, and I'd ask him, what are you doing? He says, Amma, I'm admiring my work. And I think that's something very beautiful, that a 14-year-old can look at the world with such beauty, I think, and I hope that, that he continues to do so, as long as he paints.
Well, that was all about Morphogenesis. Hope you liked it. Akil also has his own brand of wearable art forms, Aculisms, and you may want to check on his Insta page. Well, that's all the time we have for on this weekend edition. See you next week, same time. Goodbye.